State your business.
We're clearing the name of the butler man. Claudia. We're detectives, Miss Dennis. Mr. Dennis asked us to investigate. Your husband, that means you're Claudia Dennis, Sanjeev's wife. I'm sorry to bother you, but... Wait. How do I... Okay, never mind. No, yeah, that makes sense. I do mind, actually. I'm going to have to ask you to leave. The case has already been solved. What do you mean? The police said that Barnes is behind all this, so the matter is cleared. Wow, okay. It's totally the wife. We've heard that he's under suspicion, yes, but we can't be certain it was Barnes who committed the crime. You sound just like my husband, but nothing you say will change the fact that Barnes is the culprit. Barnes' partner Ducklet was up to no good. I saw it with my own eyes. Did you witness the crime? Barnes' partner Ducklet was involved in the crime? You look as though you don't believe me. About Ducklet. Can you tell us more about the Ducklet? Barnes' partner. She dotes on him tirelessly and is always by his side. You mentioned earlier that she might be involved in the crime somehow. Would Ducklet be capable of such a thing? Yes. She even helps Barnes out with his shopping. Wow, how devious. She'd certainly be capable of making off with the jewel. Well, whether or not Ducklet stole the jewel, the one thing that seems certain is that she really loves Barnes. Yep. About Barnes, Miss Dennis seems confident that Barnes is innocent. Oh yes, I'm sure he is. He's always been too trusting, especially when it comes to Barnes. Those two really trust each other that much. I'm told Barnes has worked here for a very long time, much longer in fact than I've known Sanjeev. I suppose that's why Barnes is always taking my husband's side. What do you mean by that? Whenever my husband and I have a disagreement, Barnes inevitably sides with Sanjeev, even though I'm sure he believes he's being impartial. That lack of self-awareness is yet another one of his many flaws. Yeah, do you think that's why she's so sure he's the thief? I'm pretty sure. She does not like that man. Is it true that you witnessed the crime? Well, I didn't exactly see it clearly. Huh? But I did witness some irrefutable proof. What exactly did you see? At the time of the incident, I was enjoying a cup of tea in the room on the second floor. Just then, I noticed a bird of Pokemon flying outside the window. A bird Pokemon? Yes, I clearly saw a blue bird Pokemon. It had to have been Ducklet. We did find blue feathers, but I'm pretty sure that's gonna be a... Does Ducklet have blue feathers, actually? I also heard a faint sound just before that. Like something... a metallic sound. You know what could have made that noise? Something slashing through the thing. And I've heard it confirmed that Ducklet feathers were found in the room. Isn't that proof enough that Barnes is the culprit? She's pretty darn convinced of her own theory. But all it's based on is a metallic sound and the sight of a flying blue bird Pokemon. I'm sorry, Miss Dennis, but that information alone isn't enough to definitively prove. Then hurry up and find whoever it is, and get that jewel back! Isn't that what my husband hired you for? I get that she's upset, but she doesn't have to take it out on us. Now what the drop?
Yes?
Incredibly valuable jewel. Told me the same thing. Okay, yeah, we get that it's valuable. Yeah, my face always looks like this. As it is, I'm not even sure my husband understands the true value of that jewel. After getting his hand on something so precious, why would he want to donate it? But you're against donating the Aurora Drop? Of course I am. Treasures like that aren't meant to be paraded around for the general public. They should be preserved for quiet observation by a select few. Hard to imagine her quietly doing anything. Damn, Pikachu. Now then, Mr. Barnes, we'll thank you not to leave the mansion until further notice. Understood. Let's find out what Mr. Barnes looks like. That's him? I expected a much older man. Like, I was expecting gray hairs and everything. How did it come to this? Why are the police so suspicious of me? Excuse me, are you Mr. Barnes? Hmm? Who might you be? I'm Detective Tim Goodman. Mr. Dennis has hired me to investigate the crimes that occurred here. Is that so? My apologies, I am Brandon Barnes. I work here at the Dennis residence as a butler. Do you mind if we ask you some questions? I realize you must be tired since you were just questioned by the police. Please don't worry about that. If you've been hired by Mr. Dennis, then it is my duty to give you my full cooperation. Thank you. What would you like me to speak about first? Let's go about the drop. Yeah, sure. You might even say that the Aurora drop is the physical manifestation, the crystallization of Mr. Dennis's career as a jeweler. Okay. At the time of the incident, what did you see? I was away when the incident occurred. It wasn't until after I'd finished my errand and entered the house that I realized something was amiss. I heard Turner cry out from the second floor. When I rushed upstairs, I found him collapsed on the floor in front of the jewel storage room. Which was the punch to the face thing, right? So that means Barnes was the first witness. Did you see the thief with their partner Pokemon? No, nothing like that. Wait, if Barnes ran up the stairs, you'd think he would have run straight into the thief. If he didn't see anyone, could they have escaped from the second floor? Did you check the storage room? Yes, the door was already open, and when I looked out inside, I saw the Aurora drop was gone. I mean, they exited through the window, right? The window's open. Is there anyone else who can corroborate your whereabouts at the time? Unfortunately not. It was only afterward that Miss Dennis came out of her room to see what the commotion was about, and the only others in the house at the time were Growlithe and Clefable. Naturally, no one can take witness statements from Pokemon. The Pokemon that live in the mansion might know something. Mr. Barnes, do you have any idea who the thief might be? Not a clue, I'm afraid, but I know that Mr. Dennis and I are the only ones who can freely use the key to the storage room. Which we already knew. Growlithe guards the key with constant vigilance, so I imagine it would be very difficult for someone else to take it from her. I suppose it's no great wonder that the police suspect me, given the circumstances, but I would never do something so senseless. At least that confirms that only those two have access to the key. Yeah, about Ducklet. That's an important question. Yes. Ducklet is my dear partner Pokemon. Just look at this photo. That Ducklet with you there? Yes, isn't she adorable? Just look at her feathers, simply beautiful. But that's not all. She's also incredibly clever and even helped me with my work. Excuse me. I'm terribly sorry. I tend to get a bit carried away when I speak about Ducklet. It's really no problem. You mentioned that she helps you with your work. What exactly does she do? Let's see. She runs errands for me, such as buying coffee beans from the local cafe. Oh, she buys coffee beans. Nice. Of course. The coffee addict. Perhaps you've heard of it? She regularly goes shopping there by herself. If that's their go-to cafe, then it's gotta be for the Hi-Hat blend. Guess I shouldn't be surprised that Ryme City's elites have such great taste. Could she have wandered off somewhere? Do you have any idea where Ducklet might be? Unfortunately, no. The feathers found at the scene of the crime are Ducklet's, right? Yes, no question about it. But I haven't the faintest idea why Ducklet's feathers would be there. Just the thought of her getting caught up in the crime somehow. I'm so worried I can hardly think straight. Wow. Based on Barnes' testimony, I'm not surprised the police suspect him. Yeah, if only there was another witness, at least. About that, aren't you forgetting something, Tim? Growlithe? Yeah. The Growlithe is the one I've been trying to talk to this entire time. Let's go talk to Growlithe. Of course, the difficulty is even if we get the information from Growlithe, we're gonna need to find a way to confirm what they say in human terms. And we need your help to do that. You're willing to talk to us if it'll help Sanji? Thanks. Sanji? Growlithe's nickname for Dennis. Near as I can tell. Oh, right, his full name is Sanji Dennis, so I guess Sanji makes sense. Anyway, Growlithe, can we start with the questions? Tell me about yourself. Gotcha, as Dennis's partner, it's your job to guard the mansion. And you already know the key to the jewel was around your neck. It's important to Dennis, so guarding it is important to you. Makes sense. Never let anyone other than Dennis or Barnes even touch the key. So that's why you feel extra responsible for what happened. Don't worry. So what happened at the incident? You remember anything? You don't know because you were napping? Well, your breakfast was so tasty that you ate too much and it made you sleepy? Been there. Okay. You woke up when Barnes got home. That would have been right before all the commotion happened. And when you woke up, your precious key was gone? Yeah, I can tell you're upset. You'll do whatever it takes to help us catch that thief? Thanks. We'll come ask for an assist if anything comes up. She says Barnes is a kind and well-mannered person. He and Dennis are close, and she's never seen them fighting or arguing. Mr. Dennis really does seem to trust Barnes after all. And Growlithe likes Barnes too. Judging from what Growlithe says, it's hard to think of Barnes as a likely culprit. Either Clefable or we're gonna need to go to that coffee shop to find Ducklet. Hey Clefable. What, you think we're thieves running to the scene of a crime? We're actually great detectives looking to catch the thief. Please, can you answer some questions? Yes, really, come on, you can trust us. Yeah, help us out, and I'm sure Claudia's bad mood will clear up too. So you're willing to talk to us? Thanks. Guess Clefable was worried we'd do something bad to Miss Dennis. I mean, we might if it ends up being her. About you, do you have a job here at the mansion? No job per se, unless you count spending time with Claudia. Isn't it tough hanging out with someone so prickly? Claudia's not a bad person, you say. Sorry, I didn't mean to be insulting. So Claudia's always arguing with someone or another. But when it's just you and her together, she starts to regret the whole thing? I get it now. Your job is to cheer her up. Well, you're actually pretty nice. I bet Clefable's really important to Miss Dennis. Did anything strange happen? Clefable saying she got really sleepy while playing in the mansion this morning. And we gotta go talk to Aurora again. Or Aroma, I mean. Then she dozed off and doesn't know what happened after that. That's too bad. But Barnes. Claudia doesn't like Barnes, so Clefable tries not to have much to do with him. But she doesn't think Barnes is a bad person. After all, she says Barnes ran to help Turner when he got hurt. Wait, does that mean Clefable saw Barnes going upstairs to help Turner? Yeah, it's gotta. Clefable, what can you tell us? Clefable was dozing near the front door this morning. When Barnes got home from doing stuff outside, she woke up and greeted him at the door. Then Clefable and Barnes heard Turner cry out on the second floor, so they both went running upstairs. Oh. And that's when, to their surprise, they found Turner on the floor. That means when Turner was attacked, Barnes was still on the first floor. And that's our evidence. Is Barnes the culprit? Alright, we've got some useful information. Let's stop for a moment and get our thoughts together. Is there anything that suggests Barnes was innocent? Barnes may be the culprit, he had access to the key. Barnes doesn't seem like he would betray Mr. Dennis. And Barnes may not be the culprit, he returned to the mansion after the crime had occurred. When Barnes returned to the mansion, both he and Clefable heard Larry Turner cry out, so it's highly unlikely Barnes committed the crime. The third one. Yup. Doesn't that mean Barnes couldn't be the culprit? Barnes was on the first floor when Turner was attacked. That would have made it very difficult for Barnes to steal the jewel. I'm not sure we can prove Barnes' innocence with that alone. Yeah, but we can exactly disclose his touch to more Yeah, whatever. So it doesn't work. Now, it's when we go look for Ducklet. Right? How can we prove Barnes' innocence? Pokemon testimonies alone are not gonna work. We go find Ducklet. Where's the red Pokemon? To get close to the truth of this case, we've got no choice but to find the Pokemon that witnessed it. Yup, a red Pokemon and Ducklet. I wonder if the Pokemon that cut open the jewel case is the culprit's partner. It makes sense to think that, but no such human was seen by witnesses. Having said that, though, we might learn something if we can find the red Pokemon. Let's head into the city and get some leads. I think we're gonna go into the coffee shop. At this point, it seems pretty unlikely that Barn is the culprit. But then, why did Ducklet leave from the second floor window? Seems unlikely that it got nothing to do with the jewel thief. Finding Ducklet would be the quickest way to confirm that. Let's go! Yeah, we're going to the cafe. I have no idea where the red Pokemon would be, so... I don't know. We'll probably find the red one by looking for the blue one either way, so... Let's go searching. Oh, okay. Immediately getting stopped. Huh? You mean you won't help me? I understand how you feel, ma'am, but we're in the middle of an investigation right now. Yes, but what should I do? Looks like the woman has a problem. Sure does. I doubt it has anything to do with our case, but it's hard not to want to help someone who's in trouble. That's the spirit, Tim. If we see a person or a Pokemon with a problem, let's do what we can to help them. That's what makes this city great. Wait, what? Okay, well, let's talk to her. Locum concerns. My little pup's gone missing. Oh no. We were taking a walk together in Serenity Park. I guess the Lip-Pup must have been having too much fun. He got so worked up, he ran away or something. Oh, poor woman. Well, we'll find him eventually. I'm sure we will, I don't know. Gotta look for a Lillipup. Searched the park pretty thoroughly, but I haven't looked for him in the city yet. Oh, also, my Lillipup likes quiet places, but I'm not sure there are any. Well, we'll find her. Or him. I don't know. We're on the job, miss. Where did this go? Serenity Park. Oh, what? No way. I didn't think we could just walk over here. I thought it was gonna stop us. Well, maybe we could find the red Pokemon here, actually. This Pokemon's kinda red. It's probably not a Reboot, though. But... you know, Fire type. Yeah, it's probably not, huh? That's not red, that's purple. Pseudo-Wudo. Or whatever. That's a woman. I guess I am the great detective duo? What are you, man?
I am son of yours.
Cool. Why? Hello, Charles Merloch. Merloch? Something? Hello, scientist. So, what's your deal? Yeah, this guy's intense. And he seems like the type who doesn't even listen to what others are saying. After all, I have something in common with you both. We're all working to help Ryme City. We're all coming from the same place, comrades, with the same goals. So I'm prepared to answer any questions you have. Cool. Man, I have to click on one. Okay. What sort of research are you doing? The nature of communication. Okay. We're trying to help Pokemon understand human language. Imagine what that'd do for Ryme City. It'd make life here so much more entertaining and simple. A whole city where Pokemon and people can go back and forth like we can? That would really make Ryme City an even better place, don't you think? Helping with a policy? My domain is science, not politics. I can't actually propose new legislation. What I can do, though, is develop new machines and equipment. They can also help distribute them to the people and Pokemon of Ryme City. I'm proud to contribute to my city with the power of science. Science rules. Cool.